everyone, and welcome to tonight's June 23rd Village Board meeting. Would you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hello, Jason. Okay, roll call, please, Charlene.
Okay, McClafferty, trustee McClafferty, yes. Shaughnessy, absent. Snagowski?
Here.
Stapleton?
Here.
Mosley?
Here.
Kittredge? Here.
All right, thank you. All right, next up, we have the consent agenda, which consists of the following. We have approval of minutes for the village board meeting from June 9th. We have approval of disbursements from June 10th to June 23rd. We have an ordinance O-30-25 amending chapter 5.12.010 operators of amusements, special events. We have an ordinance O-31-25 amending the Lamont Municipal Code, chapter 5.04, section 5.04.060.8 for alcoholic beverages, increasing the number of Class A3 liquor licenses. We have an ordinance O-32-25 amending the fiscal year 2024-2025 annual operating budget. This will be our third and final. And we also have an ordinance O-33-25 amending, again, the fiscal year 2025-26 annual operating budget, amendment number 1. We have a resolution, R-42-25, authorizing the order and purchase of police vehicles. We have a resolution, R-43-25, authorizing the order for complete graphics removal and installation of emergency equipment for our police vehicles. Lastly, we have a resolution, R-44-25, authorizing a loan from the general fund to the I&M TIF fund. I need a motion, please.
So moved. So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Snagowski.
Mr. Mayor, this is Mike Snellman. I apologize. I'm attending via Zoom. If we could amend the consent agenda and take 3D off the consent agenda, and I'll explain what needs to be done.
Okay, so 3D, it's the ordinance O-31 amending the Lamont Municipal Code section 504060. Actually, that's B for alcoholic beverages. So we're going to remove that. Mike, you're making a recommendation. We have a motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Stapleton to remove it. Mike, do you want to explain that, please?
Mr. Mayor, with newly elected trustee Forsley, under state law, because the village of Lamont is under a certain amount of residents, a trustee is allowed to be also a liquor license holder. However, out of abundance of caution, and I've had a precedent before, what I would suggest, and Charlene, anytime a liquor item is anything having to do with a liquor item, trustee Forsley should be not called on and act like he's not part of the vote. He can't abstain, so the vote will only be the trustees absent, trustee Forsley. So that's out of abundance of caution. That's my recommendation. I would hope we go forward that way.
Okay, Mike, just so I understand, we just removed this off the consent agenda, and we're going to vote on the other items. All trustees can vote that are present, correct? Are we then going to make a second?
We can bring this back.
Take a second vote, yeah, bring this back without trustee Forsley voting?
Without him voting or being called on, Charlene. Anytime there's liquor, he should not be called on. There's a portion of the law that allows a trustee to essentially not be at that item. So that's how we should do it.
Got it. So that's what we'll do. So we're going to vote. We're removing that ordinance D out of this vote,
Consented.
this consent agenda vote. With that being said, we can call all present trustees. Charlene?
I
Oh, okay.
I have just one question.
Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
One item here. It's just a definition. It's in the disbursements. There's quite a few of them. I just don't know what the acronym stands for. Maybe Jason knows. It's NRES. This is on the Glen Eagles.
Yeah, that's with OpenGov. All of our permits have a four-letter code.
Okay.
So that's NRES for new residential. So
Okay.
every time you see a permit NRES, that's a new permit we've issued. We've issued probably 75 so far this year.
Okay, so the range is from $1,000, there's a $5,500, and then there's $13,000. So I'm guessing some are lots and improvements, some are foundations, and some are completed, is it? Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. All right, that's it. I just wanted to know what it was for, because the
Sure,
range
no.
was so big, so, okay, thank you.
Got to vote on the removal.
Yep. So, yeah, let's vote on the removal from the consent agenda, 3D. Go ahead. Again, is Sam included in the vote to remove it, Mike?
I would not include him on that vote
Okay.
either.
Okay, go ahead. Don't call
Okay,
on Sam.
Okay, we'll start with McClafferty.
Yes.
Shaughnessy absent. Snagowski,
Yes,
Stapleton,
Yes.
Janelle Kittredge.
Yes.
Okay, we have 4. Motion approved to remove that. Now,
I want to make
let's,
a motion to add it.
wait, let's vote on the consent agenda now. Please do not call on Sam.
Okay, we already had a motion on that one, I think. didn't we?
Yep.
McClafferty and Snagowski for the original one before Mike
That's-
spoke up.
Yeah, so
Yes.
this,
that's correct.
So all we gotta do is vote now.
yeah, vote for the consent agenda,
Okay.
correct, yeah, but do not call Sam.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna do that now?
Oh, I'm sorry,
No, we
yes, we can.
You can on
Yeah, we
this
can,
one.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Okay. All right, this is confusing. All right, we got it. All right. McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy absent. Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Forsley?
Yes.
And Kittredge?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, motion approved, okay, now
Again,
go
we have a
ahead.
motion to bring it back.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm making a motion to bring the
3D.
3D back.
Okay, so we have a motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Stapleton to bring back, again, ordinance O-31-25, amending the Lamont Municipal Code, Chapter 5.04, Section 504.060B, alcoholic beverages, increasing the number of Class A3 liquor licenses. We have that motion, is that correct? Okay,
And now we'll-
roll call, please.
Okay, McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy absent. Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
How do I say Forsley?
No.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, motion approved. All right. Thanks, Mike, for making us legal.
Come on, consent agenda there.
All right, okay, all right. Now, for something more exciting, we have the mayor's report. So let's get to that. So this week's cruise nights on Wednesday, our car shows are obviously on Wednesdays, June 25th. This week's will feature Jeeps, Broncos, and 4x4s from 6 to 9 p.m. in the downtown. Always encourage that one. I always find it amazing when they park on top of each other, but it's always a very well-attended event. Hopefully the rain stays away. We've had some bad luck with that. But the Village of Lamont hosts the car shows again on Wednesday nights through August 27th. However, there will not be a car show on July 2nd. Please visit lamontdowntown.com, signature events webpage for more information. Also, please visit our Lamont Cruises Nights Facebook page for any event day cancellation along with other information. Also coming up, this will be our last meeting before July 4th, so Freedom Days 25 kicks off this week, hosted by the Lamont Park District. A Veterans Tribute is this Thursday, June 26th at 6 p.m. at the Lamont VFW, featuring brats and beers. Attendees must register in advance for this free event for active and retired military personnel. Then on Friday, bring your own kite to Kite Fly event at Centennial Park. That will be from 6 to 8 p.m. And then on Thursday, July 3rd, my personal favorite day of the year, please join us in the Star Spangled Splash free pool party at the Centennial Outdoor from 12 to 3 p.m. But the best part of the day is the Independence Day celebration, which begins at Centennial Park at 4 p.m. and fireworks will go off at approximately 9:30 p.m. Please visit lamontparkdistrict.org for more event information. Also hosted by the Lamont Park District, the next Sunset Soiree will be on Thursday, July 10th with Reckless. That's the name of the band, featuring high-energy rock, pop, dance, and country music, so it says. And again, seating opens up at 6 p.m. on Stevens Street, and music is from 7 to 10 p.m. So please bring your chairs and enjoy the music. Visit the Lamont Park District Facebook page for any event cancellation and for more Sunset Soiree information. For the full schedule and things to know, please visit lamontdowntown.com, signature events webpage. Next up, we have the Forge. Lamont Quarries celebrates their 5th birthday with Forge Fest on Saturday, July 12th from 4 to 11 p.m. Please check that out and enjoy an event filled with live music. And another grand fireworks show will be at that night. Discounts will be offered on all signature activities, and entry into the Kids Zone includes petting zoo, bubbles, face painting, and character meet and greets. So please check that out, and for more information and to purchase tickets, please visit forgeparks.com. And again, we want to wish everyone a very safe and happy July 4th. Hopefully, everyone gets to spend a little bit more time with friends and family. Hopefully, it cools down a little bit from the high of 95 we had here today. But again, please join us and stay safe, and let's have fun. So with that being said, that is our mayor's mention. Next up, we have the clerk's report.
Okay. The first thing I have this evening is an ordinance, O-34-25. And this is annexing property located at 14633 Main Street in Lamont, Illinois.
Okay, we need a motion, please.
Second?
We have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee McClafferty. Jason, you want to fill us in?
Yeah, as discussed at the Planning and Zoning Commission and recommended to the board and discussed at the Committee of the Whole, is a simple ordinance that is annexing the property at 14633 Main, about across the street from Franciscan Village, into the village of Lamont. It's a single lot being annexed.
Awesome. Any questions, comments? Roll call, please.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy absent. Snikowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Forsley?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
All right, motion approved.
And the next ordinance I have is O-35-25, and this is granting variations from 17.06.030, and another one is 17.07.010, and they want to table 17.07.01 and 17.07.020. And that's of the Lamont Unified Development Ordinance on Cass Street, 210 Cass Street.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee Kittredge, I believe.
Yeah.
Jason?
It sounds like a lot, but it's a pretty straightforward project. The variations allow for a detached garage to remain and allow for a side-loaded garage as well. This will be for a new home being built at 210 Cass Street. It was recommended by PZC and discussed at the Committee of the Whole.
Awesome. Any questions, comments? Roll call, please.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy absent. Snikowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Horsley?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The last thing I have is a resolution, and this would be R-45-25. And this is an award of a contract for a parking garage improvement project.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Ralph?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So as you know, the Village of Lamont does own the parking garage downtown on River Road. And this is some repair work that the garage does need. There were 3 bids from contractors, with Berglund Construction coming in at the low bid at $115,000. And this work will include concrete sealer, epoxy crack injection, some storm drain repair, some joint sealer, all work that needs to be done to the garage to keep it functional for us.
Thanks, Ralph. Any questions, comments? Roll call, please.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy absent. Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Horsley?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Charlene. Okay. Next up, Mike, you have anything for the attorney report?
I do not, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Village administrator report, I think we're good, right, Jason?
Sure.
Any,
George?
any board reports? Staff reports? Nothing. All right.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I do have one
Go ahead, Chief.
comment. We know we've discussed the scooter and potential e-bike ordinance at a couple of previous cows. We are close to a draft on that. Mike Stillman has staffed that ordinance out to one of his staff attorneys, and they're looking at that. There are some complications there in the new state statute where they remove some immunities for the regulation of e-scooters, should we choose to go that way. So we need to vet those issues out. But we have those scheduled for the next COW meeting, and we'll continue working toward that. And by the end of the summer, we should have a ordinance ready for approval.
Chief, and I know we've been talking about this for quite some time. Any issue that, such as this, we face, it's, across the state in every community. And Chief, putting you on the spot a little bit, us being a non-home rule community, I believe some towns are, quote unquote, banning it, outlawing it. From a non-home rule community, do we have all of the same, I guess, options that a home rule community would have on this?
So in this instance, yes. So the new state statute allows non-home rule and home rule to regulate both e-bikes and scooters the same way. However, in the legislation that they allowed home rule to regulate that, they also essentially banned all these scooters and said if you regulate them, you lose the typical immunities that you would have in regulation. So to give an analogy, would say if all speed limits were 35, but you choose to regulate and allow speeds over 35, you can do that, but you lose your immunities. And then the consequences of that would be not that you're liable for anything over 35, but that it becomes on a case-by-case basis where you would litigate the cause of action over 35. So I think there's some things that the attorneys need to look at in the language of this ordinance. And most communities right now are choosing to ban e-scooters completely. And the problem with that is then the enforcement. What do you do with the 12-year-old that's on an e-scooter, without a driver's license? How do you enforce that action?
Yeah, it's almost be careful what you try and regulate, right? I mean, it sounds like we're working through that, right, Mike, as far as, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we are. We have a couple different strategies we're working with Chief on that, and we should have something to the board in July for your COW.
Okay, thanks, Mike. And again, if once you start, quote unquote, regulating something, there could be pluses and minuses to that. I'll leave it at that. We're looking into that more just to make sure we're not setting ourselves up for things we cannot regulate and/or maybe have to litigate later on. But go ahead, Ron.
John, I was wondering, will this regulate the use of helmets? Will they?
Helmets are not allowed to be regulated in the state of Illinois.
Dandy.
No.
Not at all. Okay.
Can we like ask them questions before the meeting of the cow? Just because like there's things I just don't know about the scooter. Like does it even have a speedometer? I
Yeah.
don't even know.
Yeah, no,
Feel free to
yeah,
reach
yeah.
out to Chief Maton or Mike Stillman if you have any follow-up questions before the next committee of the whole.
Okay.
And we could always ask them at the committee of the whole, too. But, yeah, in advance, yeah, I mean, but this way, if you have a question, I'm sure one of us has the same one, so. But, okay, thanks, Chief, thanks, Mike. Okay, any other reports? We all good? All right, okay. Any unfinished or new business? All right, with that being said, Jason, why don't you take over?
Sure.
Audience participation.
Nothing received before the meeting, but if you're present today and wish to speak, you could come up to the podium here. Please mention your first and last name clearly for meeting minutes purposes, and each person gets a maximum of 3 minutes. Seeing no hands, we will move on. Thank you.
All right. With that being said, we're not going to have any executive session. So again, want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July. Please check out all the events, across town. Like I said, it's always one of my favorites. And, again, this is our independence, but it's also a tribute to the veterans that have helped us serve. And we'll always keep that in mind. So with that being said, need a motion to end our meeting tonight, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Roll call, please.
McClafferty,
Yes.
Shaughnessy absent, Snakowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Horsley,
Yes.
Kittredge.
Yes.
All right, motion approved. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.
Thank you.